Yeah. Yeah. What's up? What's up, everybody? Listen, check this out. It's Wednesday. It's 10 o'clock. Told y'all we got another podcast coming on, man. Another podcast with another guest. This individual is from Illinois. All right. We got a guy from Illinois that's coming on the podcast today. Chicago. Representing Chicago, Chi-Town, and all that cool stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm about to bring him up on here real quick, man. I want to introduce him. Call him Big Wood Kotic Customs. I hope I said that correct. I want to bring him up on here. Cool. What's happening? Big Wood.
What's up, man? What's going on with you?
Oh man, I can't call it. First of all, let me give you a round of applause. You know, for getting on, being on the show, man. What's going on with you though, man?
Nothing much, man. I appreciate you having me on the show, man. It's definitely an honor,
No, man, no doubt, man. I had to get you on here, man. I got this new thing that I'm doing, and it's really, man, just networking. And kicking it with different bikers, man, and staying in touch with people. I mean, we use social media every day, and we're always in these groups. We're always talking about biker stuff over the wintertime, man. We posting pictures. We can't wait until the springtime come. When we out traveling at these different parties, we running into people. We catching people that we done seen. They look familiar, and then when we go back to our hometown, it's like, man, that was old boy that was on Facebook. And a lot of times, a lot of people, they don't introduce themselves or they don't know how. I mean, sometimes people are a little timid and they're a little modest to approach somebody. So me, man, we're gonna break that norm. We're gonna break that norm. We're gonna kick it. We're gonna talk. People, they're gonna see you on my platform. They're gonna see the post in the groups. And they're going to say, oh, yeah, man. Now they got something to talk about and hopefully break the ice, man. So let me start off by asking, man, Kotic Customs, man, the name. And I want to be honest with you because I try to be as honest as I can. I never heard of Kotic Customs. And me, the name Kotic Customs, and then putting it with a motorcycle club. Was it always a motorcycle club, or did it start off like a motorcycle shop that turned into a motorcycle club? And I only say that based off of the name.
No. So we started out in 2006, and we was under the Chicago Motorsports Council. And from there, we decided to take off and do something bigger and better, and went and did what we had to do. Earned our MCQs, and now you got us Kotic Customs MC.
Okay. All right, that's cool. Now I don't know too much about the politics in Chicago because I'm not there now. What is the council?
Okay, so you used to have what started out as the Illinois Motorsport Council, which was later changed to the Chicago Motorsport Council. All right. That council is no more. You now have the CMC, which is Chicago Motorcycle Council.
Okay.
And that's just a body of clubs, man, that kind of all get together to help unify the set, man, and kind of keep it governed and organized,
Okay, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's we had something like that down here in Michigan as well a while back, and it kind of got assembled or whatnot. And I believe you got a few people that would like to bring it back.
I think, man, it's a good thing. It's a good way for clubs to all come together and have a voice. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like a open line of communication between the clubs in the city. I'm not saying that all the clubs in the city are part of it. They should be, but that's a whole nother story there.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I get it. We go through it. Every city go through it. I know that they do try to, govern new clubs from popping up. um, too many clubs from popping up. It's always a different different politics. So I definitely get it, man. So with you, are you from Chicago, born and raised?
Yep, born and
Okay,
raised,
cool.
man, from the low end.
Okay, and how long, man? How long have you been in the motorcycles?
So, man, I've been loving them all my life.
All
And
right.
I actually learned how to ride. I took a class back when I was in the Army, man, back in like '05. And I took the class and got my M and never bought a bike. And I used to be a big drinker back in the day. And I used to hang around, man. A lot of my Masonic buddies was bikers. So I always was kicking it on the biker scene down in Augusta, Georgia, while I was stationed down there, man.
Okay.
Then back in 2020, man, I got like back in tune with it. Bought a bike, man. Went and bought a Honda Shadow. I probably rode that bike for about 2 months, man. And I jumped up and bought me a my first road glide. It was an '06 road glide. I jumped on it, man. And going back when I had the Shadow, uh, got introduced to Chaotic Customs through my president, Mr. K9, and oh man, it's like that opened up the floodgates. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, man, I inhaled MCing, you know, and
Okay.
the guys in my club would tell you, man, I get out here and I go and go and go, you know.
Okay.
So yeah,
So you're right now. When you say you go. What kind of biker would you identify yourself as, man? Are you a rider, a city rider, a ground pound rider, a custom biker? What would best describe you?
so I believe in putting in work locally. You definitely got to network, uh, make your club known, make yourself known here on the set locally. But me, I love hitting the highway. I'll get on my bike. I'm the type of guy, I'll get on my bike and like run from here. We know we're in Chicago to Iowa to eat a burger and then ride back. I do things like that. Just this past summer, I rode to Roundup with pneumonia. Didn't even know I had it. I just felt like I was sick, and I was like, "Oh, it's gonna pass. I'm gonna go ahead and make this trip." Uh, got down to Baton Rouge and checked myself into the emergency room. So that tell you all you need to know there, right? I get on that
Yeah.
bike, man. I go. As long as if I got the time and ain't nothing going on, I'm getting on my bike and I'm going, man.
No, man, that's dope, man. That's dope,
Yeah,
man. You went down there with a pneumonia, man. How long did
pneumonia.
you leave out, check out with pneumonia and ride back, or did you stay down there until it passed?
No, man. When I got there, I'm a funny story. So I'll tell you how I even start, how I even set out on the journey, man. I thought maybe it was like COVID or something, but after taking like two tests and everything kept coming back negative, I was like, man, well, whatever this is, it's gonna pass. I'll be all right, man. So hit the highway, man, and we got like way down to the southern Illinois border. And I remember telling my club, I said, hey, I gotta pull over and take a nap. I said, I'm just feeling weak. Pulled over, man. We was in some hick town, man. I took a nap for about an hour. Got up, man, and got back on my bike and got to pushing. Then I
Yeah.
got so far, yeah, I got so far, man, and I was like, yo, I don't think I can go no more, and I had to stop. Right now, my wife, man, I love her to death, and she go hard, man. She was trailing us in my truck, and for about an hour of that ride, maybe 2 hours, man, she jumped on my bike and rode it while I kind of laid in the truck for a minute and
Hold on,
recouped.
your wife a rider?
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man, that's
man,
what's up, man. That's
yeah.
definitely a good thing.
Oh yeah, man. She rides a road glide, so we
Okay.
both got road glides, man. And she rides a Boss MC out of
Okay.
Chicago here. But so man, we made it to Mississippi, I believe. We was in Mississippi, and we spent the night there. And I got on up the next morning, man, and pushed it on into Baton Rouge. And when I got there, like I say, I was through. I ain't had nothing left in the tank, and
Man.
I checked myself into the emergency room, man. Um, then from there, I just knew it was no way because like it's like it just got worse. There
Okay.
was no way I was gonna be able to get that bike back home like that, man. I didn't want to slow the pack down. So, man, we reached out, man, and made some calls in the MC world, and the president of Hooch Riders MC out of Springfield, man, a real
All
good
right. Shout
club,
out
real
to
good
them.
people. Yeah, man, he came by, uh, scooped my bike up, put it on the trailer, and took it home for me, man.
That's love right there.
Yeah, man,
That's
mad
that's
love.
that's love. That's love, man. So I
Yeah.
mean, give me a little bit of history of your club. You say it been around since '06, man. What kind of history can you give us? Um, People like me being in Detroit that don't know much about the club.
Okay, so like I say, um, we started in '06, man. Big Gooch T, guys like Big H, well known people on the set here in Chicago, man. They started Chaotic, and like I say, it started out as a motorsports, which a lot of clubs in Chicago was doing that back then.
Yeah, we was saw on crotch rockets before the Harleys. I
Cr-
think that was just
eh,
they were everywhere,
exactly.
man.
Right, crotch rockets, gym shoes, the bulletproof vest,
Yeah.
you
So we
know.
had you
Right.
you did had names, that was, chaotic, different type of names in that genre. Yeah, yeah. So I can get that.
Yeah, and it's funny. You see a lot of these cuts, man. These clubs been around a long time, and they got crotch rockets in their patches, and now you don't see a single crotch rocket in their
Yeah,
club.
yeah. Cause we never
Yeah,
thought we
yeah,
never thought that we was gonna jump into the Harley game and make it into a
right.
lifestyle. We never seen it. I mean, I've been riding since '99, and I got my first Harley in '06 by accident riding.
Wow.
I was my buddy worked at the Harley dealership, and they used to take home the Harleys. He didn't want to ride a Harley. It's an old man bike. I'm not gonna ride this bike. And I'm like, come on, man, come on, man, get the bike. And I let him ride my crotch rocket.
Uh-huh.
I didn't care because I just wanted him to ride. And when I rode that bike, I actually liked the bike. And everybody laughed and laughed. And I'm like, no, listen, I really like this bike. And I bought that bike.
Wow.
Yeah, I got that bike, man. '06 was my first Harley. Right at that transition, that transition phase, man, with the Harleys and everything like that, man. It was pretty dope, man. It was pretty dope.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I want to let everybody know that I met you through Easy.
Yep, man. Easy Earl, chosen breed
Chosen
MC.
breed. Chosen breed,
Yeah.
man. Good guy. Um Met him, and it's so funny how the world goes, man. We kind of linked up and kicked it after being in Memphis. And then I end up coming up to Chicago for Next Levels party. And it's been cool. It's been cool ever since. And that comes from him seeing some of my videos
Wow.
online or
Okay.
whatever. And that's why I say that I think it's crucial that we communicate with each other, man, and constantly build relationships with other bikers in different areas and different cities. And me coming up there, man, he rode me to Michigan City when I was leaving Chicago, and it was all cool. Now you are in the Chicago motorcycle group. Is it the
Right.
because it's two of them. It's the Black Chicago Riders, and then is it just Chicago Riders?
Okay. So
Because it's
th
two of
this
them.
is
I
a
don't want
funny
to get them.
story.
I don't want to
Right.
get them. Mixed up.
Right. Well, this is how I met Easy Earl.
Okay.
So he has a group, Chi-Town Black Harley Riders,
Okay.
and I remember, man, I was still a prospect at the time. I was online, man, and I was going on the popular group, the Black Motorcycle Set on Facebook, right? And as I was on that group, man, I noticed that kind of like the South dominated that group, the South, the East Coast, the West Coast. And in my mind, I was like, man, we got a set here in Chicago that's popping, And so after seeing that group, and then I seen Easy's group, Chi-Town Black Harley Riders, I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna make a set called, a page called the Chicago Black Motorcycle Set. And I was
Okay.
like, in my mind, it was like, yo, anybody that's affiliated with the set in any way, I don't care if you was a social club, you could be somebody mama that just come to the clubhouse every now and then and kick it. My whole idea was like, yo, let me create a page for everybody, crotch rockers, cruisers. It didn't matter, right? So I created this page, and mind you, I was still a prospect then, so I really didn't know nothing much about the set. I didn't know anybody. I just knew I wanted to create this page for the city. And when I did it, man, I went to Easy Earl's page just before I knew Easy, and I was advertising like a mug on that page. Hey, Chicago Black Motorcycle Set,
I
come
know
here.
he looking like, hey man, who is this dude, man?
Hey man, he came, man. He gave me a tongue laughing. Oh, that's distasteful. You don't do that. And man, for me, man, yeah, I grew up on 51st and Calumet in the city, man, and a lot of people can't tell, but I got a pass, man, and I was kind of like, "Fuck you," I was like, man, I was like, "Who are you, man? It's Facebook," and honestly, man, it was an encounter. I think, man, I would love to live it again, man, because Easy, man, has turned out to be like one of my best friends on the set, man.
Okay.
I always tell people, man, he's like a mentor to me on the set because, he just schooling me, man, on top of my club schooling me as well, man. But Ease was just outside schooling, from your club, man, on networking and getting out and reaching out to people. And, so that page, my page, Chicago Black Motorcycle Set, has done its thing since then, man. It done took off. And I'm hoping to continuously see it grow.
No, that's definitely, man. It's always about seeing something grow. That's
Right.
that's what it's about. Continuous growth.
Yeah.
What type of parties do you guys have? I mean, do you have parties? Do you got a party night? Do you guys got events? If I wanted to come up there to kick it with you and your club outside of knowing you from the group, I don't know your club. Uh, how can one be involved with your club?
All right. So we have a set night every Monday night from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. out in Calumet City. It's a south suburb of Chicago. The address is 709 Wentworth Avenue, Calumet City, Illinois. So man, you could come through, man. If you got on colors, you're good to go. If you don't have colors, you gotta be vouched for. But
You said you got to be who?
real good crowd. You gotta be vouched for.
Oh, that's how
Somebody
you. And
gotta know
now,
you, man.
now is that and I'm just because everybody got different politics. Is that for your club or is that how people in Chicago operate their clubhouses up there?
So truly, man, it's supposed to be you come in with colors, man. That should be everybody's clubhouse for that matter. But everybody run their club how they want to run it.
Okay.
Some clubhouses they might let any or everybody in. Others you gotta have colors or you gotta know somebody. Um, Sometimes we feel real friendly at our clubhouse, man, and we'll open the doors, to the general public, as long as they come in. Understanding like MC culture. Like we break it down to them at the door. Hey man, we don't mind you coming in and kicking it for a little bit as long as you conduct yourself accordingly,
Right.
you know. But yeah, but ideally, man, clubhouses are members only. So
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, and
yeah,
that's cool. So you cater to a traditional biker lifestyle with your club.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
No, that's
yeah,
cool. I mean, part of the podcast is learning what one person is doing and what they're doing in different areas or whatnot, man. So that's definitely cool to hear
yeah.
that. Are you guys still
Yep.
anti cell phones or cell phones is cool?
No, man. So here's the deal when it comes to cell phones in a clubhouse. We don't mind you, taking a picture or something, but we need you to be very mindful of your environment and who's in your house. You come into our house, you're gonna see some of everybody in there. So you just can't be in there, calling yourself gonna whip out your phone, gonna go live and stuff. You gotta kind of be respectful about it. You need to ask permission before you take a picture with anybody in the background, things like that.
No, I mean I like it. I can dig
Yeah,
it. I can dig it.
yeah,
Sometimes, well, a lot of times, the old tradition is not there anymore. So
right.
for me to hear that from you, that's like, wow, man, that's real. That's good. That's
Yeah,
great, because it is a private club as well. And yeah, true enough, sometimes we do forget when visitors are in a clubhouse and they out with their phone, they might not be purposely trying to put people that don't want to be seen in the video,
right.
but that background is displaying them, and everybody got different things going on in their life. I mean, different things. That's all
Exactly.
I can say. They got different things going on. So yes, I can get that, man. That's definitely something that a lot of clubs they lost. They lost that.
Yeah,
Sometimes most of the time, you hear a lot of clubs say that it's just changed with time. We utilize everything on the social media to help with the crowd, to help with the parties, and I get it, but then I also
yeah,
get the traditional. If I want to do this over here, I need to know that I can do it without being watched, being seen.
exactly.
Um, Whatever goes on in here should be one of those private things that only you who are here could see to say what happened. I should never have to go out and hear it from the guy at work.
Right.
Oh man, I seen the video with this going on. So I get it. And I mean, some clubs, they have had legal issues and problems because of that. It's not
Right.
it's not private anymore once it's on video and it's out in the atmosphere. So yeah, I definitely can get that and
Yeah.
understand that as well. Now
Now,
here's the thing. Huh, now go ahead.
okay. Now I will say this. So, here in the city right now, we're doing a little challenge, man, through the page, the Chicago Black Motorcycle Set. We calling this challenge the Dirty 30, right? And what it is, man, we got a patch to commemorate it, but we're trying to garner support on the set. So with that, we're encouraging people to go out and visit 30 different clubs here in the city, man, and support them, go in there and help whatever their cause is. I don't care if you're buying a plate, if they're doing a car wash, whatever, go out and visit it. Now, one of the requirements as far as your proof is that you take a picture in this clubhouse. With that, I tell people, hey man, first thing, get permission. Make sure it's okay for you to even be taking pictures in this house. And when you do, take this in a corner up against the wall or something. Don't just raise your phone up in the crowd, and
No,
and,
I mean,
and snap your picture, man.
yeah,
So
I'm
yeah,
I'm
and
laughing. I'm laughing just because it's
mm,
just so funny, but it's not funny just to hear
yeah,
somebody still living by those codes, living by those rules today.
yeah, yeah,
You know. And I have been seeing people post, the name and the date. I was supporting the club. I have been seeing that in the group, and I
yeah.
think it's kind of dope, man. I mean, we always come up with different challenges, but that's pretty dope. Where it shows
Oh
support.
man,
It shows
yeah,
support, man. Then it travels, and then it's like, oh man, you know what? Let me go ahead and post this up and say I was here and blah blah blah, man. That's great. That's great.
man. It's taking off, man. It's like a little movement going on in the city, man.
No, man,
So
that's
yeah.
cool. Have you ever? And this is what I need to ask because I gotta know. Have you been to Detroit?
No, never been
Okay,
in Detroit,
we gotta
but
change
but
that,
listen,
man. We
I
gotta
let
change that.
soon. I will be there real soon. Um, Ladies of the City, Detroit. We got a real good relationship with their Chicago chapter, man. They always in our house. We support their events. And the Ladies of the City Detroit chapter, man, it's almost like Chicago's the second home to them. And so me and my guys, we don't made it a point. We say, man, we coming up there, man. If nothing else, to kick it with them
Okay,
because
no,
they
that's
always
cool.
here in our city, man. So Detroit will see me frequently because I heard you throw a hell of a set night, man. So
Yeah,
got
yeah,
to come
yeah.
out, man. Got to see that. Yeah, it's just so close, man. There's no reason to not have a relationship with places like Detroit, Indy, St. Louis, Milwaukee.
You're right.
Y'all like next door neighbors, man.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I um I want to kick it with people that's in different areas, in the Midwest, because
Yeah,
we know that people from all over, we go to certain cities for these big events. Not
right.
knocking them for having big events. That's everybody's goal, is to grow a big event. But then we have Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio. We got
Yeah,
those states right there. We don't have
yeah,
anything big going on. However, it's so many different small clubs to big clubs
yeah.
that we don't even know about,
Hmm.
you know. And me personally, I'm trying to find out about them. And my ultimate goal is to build up this Midwest section,
Yeah,
so that we can have more people saying, hey, we need to go to Detroit. Hey,
yeah,
we need to go to Chicago. We need to go to Cleveland. You know, instead of us always hitting the southern and the western states, and it's nothing negative or nothing bad about it. It's just that we need to put something on the map this way so that we can ride 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 hours instead of 12 to 13 hours somewhere. And I know
right.
weather plays a part in it because our summers are limited, but that's okay. If we focus on the Midwest region and start building more relationships with different clubs, we'll figure it out, and we'll have our big build up type of thing. So that's what I want to
Yeah,
do here. And then it's also networking. We got a guy
yeah.
from Undefeated, Gary, Indiana, that just
Oh,
checked in.
yeah.
You know,
Shout out to Lalo, they president.
that's his name. Okay, so
Is that Lalo?
it's yeah, that's exactly who it is. So
Lalo, what up, man?
it's like people like him that just checked in. I don't know him. I don't know anything
Yeah,
about him, but I'm hoping by him seeing this podcast, seeing me, he's like, okay, I never knew who Lavish was. Never paid attention to him. In between the two, we can we can network.
yeah,
We can grow to know each other and say, well, you know what, man, my club, we got an event here. Why don't y'all come through? Or even if it's not my club and it's not his club and we're going to somebody else's club and we run into each other, it's like, hey, man, what's up, man? I've been watching you, I've been paying attention to you, or man, I see how you ride. It's conversation, man, and we building a relationship.
yes,
So that's what I'm trying to do, man. That's my
yeah.
ultimate goal, man. A
You
lot of
know,
times we
man,
talk about stuff, but we don't make it happen.
yeah. You know, I got a guy on the set, man. It's like become a real good friend to me. Machiavelli with Next Level MC. Um, what I love about that guy is not only do he just, he get out and pound the pavement, but he don't just chase down the big events and the big clubs. Man, he goes out and visit the small town clubs, and it pays off, man. It's almost like saying you're playing the penny stocks. Everybody go for the Teslas of the world,
Yeah,
but to go to those small clubs with one chapter with 10, 15 members, to me that's a more intimate MC feel.
it's
And
more of a personal
Machiavelli,
bond.
yeah, man, and I've just been watching him, man, like especially last year, and he really was getting out there and hitting those small spots, man. And he motivated me, man. He lit a fire on me. I was like, yo, I'm not gonna chase like the big Memphis events and Tampa and all that. That stuff is cool, man. No knock on it. But I'm like, you know what, man? Let me go to small town Iowa and link up with such and such MC, or middle of nowhere Ohio and link up with
Yeah.
XYZ MC or whatever. So that's definitely been a motivation for me, man, to meet those smaller clubs, man, and get a real tight bond with them.
No, definitely, man. That's the same thing, same goal that I got, man. Because you know what, them small clubs, if you get 5, 6, 7 small clubs together,
Man, it's
you
a hell of a
got
party.
you right. You doing something big, man. You getting
Yeah,
all these different groups. Now keep in mind, all these different small clubs got their own following.
yep,
You building great personal relationships, bigger parties, bigger crowds, and I get it. As you grow, you elevate. You can't keep up with everybody, and that's okay.
right.
That's just part of growth. So it's nothing wrong with that. But when I could talk to a club that's 30 members, you're not gonna flow with everybody, but you got that 5 or 10 members that you building a relationship with. Y'all see each other. It's like, man, 1/3 of that club.
Yeah,
You got another third of the club that might not be out as much, but when you see him, it's still, what's up, man? It's still love. And then you go
yeah,
to that next club, and you go to these female clubs that got 10 members, and 5 of them, more than half of them. You constantly building the relationships, and they know you.
mm-hmm,
Let me call
yep,
Big Wood up, man. I know him.
yeah, yeah,
It's a lot of times at one point in time, I go to big events and I wouldn't even know none of the people that was hosting the event. It's just that I'm going because that's where it's happening at. That's where the crowd is at. That's
yeah,
where the party is at, man. So no, I
right.
get it, man. But yeah, I wanna come out to Chicago. Chicago showed me a lot of love this summer. You know, I came out there. I hit some places. I was out there maybe 3 or 4 times on the bike this
Yeah,
year. I'm probably come out there between Chicago and Cleveland, man. I want to be hitting them 2 states, them 2 cities up real hard, man. It's
yeah.
cool. Like, do y'all have anniversary parties coming up? Big parties? I mean, how do you celebrate outside of your party week?
Um, right now, we don't have anything planned as far as any annuals and stuff. But we are celebrating 10 years as an MC. Like I said, we've been around since '06, but 10 years as an MC, man. We're gonna celebrate that as a club in some way. We still working on it, you know. Um, but other than that, man, it's just, it's a set night, man. And having a good time with it, man. And most importantly, man, the club enjoying itself. You know what I'm saying? Kicking
Okay.
it amongst ourselves, man. Um, it's always been taught to me since I've been with Chaotic that, you know, you have a set night, true indeed, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, man, your clubhouse for you and your members to enjoy. And my club is real good about that, man. We do potlucks and stuff, man. We get together. We really enjoy each other's company, you know?
How big
And
is your club?
big enough.
I like that answer. I like that answer. It's one of those answers where it's like, hey, we here, but the number
Yeah,
don't matter. It don't
man.
matter. An unknown number is better than a known number.
That's right, man. We got enough.
Do you guys color count at all?
uh, yeah. Break it down for me. What do you mean by that?
Anniversary
Let
parties
me
and
make
big
sure.
parties at clubs. Do you count members?
Oh, no, man. We don't go out like chasing that down. All of a sudden you get the member you ain't seen in a year. All of a sudden he show up now for somebody's annual because you chasing down the most rep. Yeah, that stuff, man. That ain't nothing to me. Cause here's my thing with that, man. Um, your club might have 100 members, but they all might be pennies. You know what I'm saying? And then the next guy club might not only have but 5 members. but they all $5 bills, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it.
So, so, so no, man, we don't do none of that,
Man, we got Press
man.
Storm from the 42nd Riders
Oh man,
Motorcycle
good people.
Association, Chicago. She here to show us some love.
Yes, good people, man. If you in Chicago and you hadn't kicked it with the 42nd Riders, you should. They got an annual coming up on the 18th of March, I believe. Good people, man. They up under the llamas, man.
Okay, I met them.
So yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, the llamas is huge.
We got BJ. He said, Big Wood, what's up, man? For you to
Oh
envy.
man, for you to envy, yeah, man, yeah, man. Another club, man. Out here doing some good things, man. If you South Siders, make your way to the West Side, man. Kick it with for you to envy. Nice clubhouse too, real nice.
Okay, yeah,
So yeah,
that's cool. Man, so when you out on the
yeah,
ride,
man.
when you out on the road, man, are you doing a lot of highway riding by yourself, or are you riding with the club? Is it a club thing where y'all all ride out and do a lot of highway riding, or everybody in the club got their own different preference of how they want to ride?
No, man, we move heavy as a club. We love it, you know. Where I'll get my solo banging in is kind of like, I might wake up on a Saturday morning and just, how Forrest Gump said he just felt like running. For me, it was like I just felt like riding. I remember one day, man, as the season was coming to a close, uh, I got home early from work, man. We had some nice weather. I jumped on my bike and I turned and burned Star Rock, man, just to do something, you know. And people in Chicago know the distance to Star Rock, man. But I just, hey, I'm gonna turn and burn Star Rock,
Okay.
and I did that. I would have kept going, man, but that sun was coming down. It was getting cold, so I was like, I'm gonna go home.
No,
I ain't
man,
like,
that
yeah.
that make a difference, man. That make a difference, man. That weather change, man. When you out here on your journey, man,
Yeah.
share with me what the highway has taught you, man. What have you learned, man, beating up that highway, man? A story.
Oh man, I tell you something. The founder of my club, Big Gooch. Uh, Everybody know I'm on the set, man. I feel like he's going, when it's all said and done, man, he's gonna get his respect as a legend on the set. Um, the highway, man, I feel like is where you really and truly bond with your brothers. You might have some bros that you can't stand in the clubhouse, and then your best friend on the road, and vice versa. And Big Goose, man, he always called me his mini me, and he been like a real big brother to me and chaotic, man. Taught me a lot, man. Always learning from him. And he was one of them bros, man. I just always button heads. I felt like if he said the sky was blue, I was gonna challenge it, you know. Because I was just like, this dude is so cocky. But man, I got a bro in the club, Whispers, my VP. Man, that's like my best friend in real life. We exchange Christmas gifts, birthday gifts. But man, no shade to my boy Whispers, man. But if I had to pick one brother in chaotic to hit the highway with, man, it's gonna be Big Gooch. And I just love the challenge, man, riding with him. First thing when you see him riding, it's like he laying on the couch, and I don't if you watch me videos of me ride, it's the same thing. I emulate his style on a lot of levels, man. And I take his advice, man. I done seen this dude take turns with no hands and all that stuff, man.
No
And I
stuff.
just love it, man. I love it. I love being on the highway with him. He rides fast, that's for sure. And I push my Harley as fast as it's gonna go.
Man,
And
no,
man,
that's
we just
dope.
love it. Yeah. And you
Yeah.
talk about a story, man. I can tell you plenty of times me and Big Goose been on the road and I almost ran out of gas now. We got plenty of almost out of gas stories.
What y'all push to the end then, huh? Y'all
Man,
believe
to
in
the
that.
light, come on, man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Shoot, man. Hey, you a little dangerous for me.
Man, hey, listen, we was I'm always in West Virginia, man. Ooh, them gas stations started you coming far and few between, man. But yeah, man, like I said, we got some good stories, man. I can remember, man, my first long distance ride with my clubs. Matter of fact, we went up to Minnesota, and I remember, man, I was just so frustrated, man, and Goose was just cracking up, man. I was telling people, I say, man, do y'all got to taste the chicken at every gas station we go to? You know, man. I was pissed. I was like, man, why y'all keep stopping? And Goose still laughing at me to this day, man, about that. But he said, man, you learn your club and you bond with them hitting that road like that.
No, man, that's
Yeah.
cool, man. Now, would he be one of the would that be your go to guy for the highway when y'all riding,
Oh, absolutely.
or just one of them? You know, one of
Yeah,
the
one of them.
few of the
Yeah,
couple.
man.
Okay, because we
Yeah,
know
man.
when it come down to riding, city riding, we can ride with whoever. It's just cool, but
Yeah.
when you get out there on that highway, you can't ride with any and everybody. It's like
Right, man.
you just like you said earlier, you bond different on that highway than you do when you at that clubhouse when you in the city, you know.
Definitely, man.
But it also helps you to learn more about that individual that you riding with. You
Yeah.
figure out, you figure out different things. You figure out if he a crybaby. You figure out,
Yeah.
man, what's going on. Cause I have memories of guys, and when they whining and crying, I'm laughing, and you put the two together, the whining and then the laughter, and it's like, man, he was sitting there whining and crying. You know, you sit up there,
Man.
man, like you just got different stories, man. I got different stories riding with the guys of me being a road captain, man. His bike just popping apart, man, pieces falling all over the goddamn place.
Oh.
Every few hundred
Hey,
miles, man. you
hey, I
know.
got I got a brother, man. Listen, I ain't gonna say his name, man, but I remember, man, we was on the road. We was in Michigan, as a matter of fact, man. And I remember, man, riding with this bro, man, and I'm just watching his tour pack shake away, man, and shake, man. Man, finally we pull over, man. I say, dude, something's up with your tour pack, man. It was one of them, eBay tour packs or something, man. And I watched him snatch that tour pack apart off his bike, man, and leave it on the side of the road. And man, hey, we still tell that tour pack story, man. Like, damn, dude, that raggedy ass tour pack. But the icing on the cake, man, what made it really funny, he turned right around and bought another one and put on his bike. I was like, God. I said,
Oh man.
you didn't learn from that first one, man.
See, and the funny thing about that, man, is that that's a story, that's a memory
Yeah,
that you constantly can think about, and you can always
yeah,
laugh about. You cannot build these memories, man, unless you get out here on this highway and ride with these guys, man, or gals, because these females,
man.
they out here pounding hard. Now, what's your
Oh
take?
man. Oh,
Yeah, they out here. What's your take um on the females, man? The way that these women, they stepping up to the plate, man. Not only are they riding these motorcycles, they riding these motorcycles, man.
man, let me tell you this. Um, it's a few women on the set that I love to brag on, man. One of them is Pinky and Mank with Ladies of the City, man. I
Yeah.
always tell my prospects, I say, man, I say they ride your dick in the dirt, man. I say they ride. I say find out about them. They ride, man. Um, Ladies of Throttle MC, man. That's a bike where I think every woman in that bike in that club has a touring bike, and they gets it in, man. They get it in, and they don't have to be braggadocious about it, but they get it in, man. These women ride out here. Hell, my wife, man, Envy. Man, I watched her go from like a little Suzuki Velocia or something like that, man. She probably rode that bike all of a month before she was like, "Hey, you either gonna get a new bike or I'm gonna get a new bike." But one of us gonna have your old bike. And man, listen, she jumped on a road glide, and she been going hard ever since, man. You know, so the female riders, man, they doing their thing, and man, honestly, they go a lot harder a lot of times than a lot of the men on set, man.
Man, you know
They
that's
know, and
like the
they
sad
know how to
part.
get their props. Yeah,
They do. That's and it's like a catch-22 with me. And I
yeah,
say that because I'm pro MC. So
yeah,
the way that the MC world is, I'm stern. I'm stern on it. You know,
yeah,
that's all I know. That's all I've been around, and I was brought in a certain way,
yeah,
and it's a man's club.
yeah,
And sometimes women they don't like to hear that, and it kind of makes me, I don't want to say become hypocritical,
right.
because on one side I love it. I love what they doing. I brag on it. I talk about it. I say hold on a second. I say that women. I say women, they out here, man. They doing they thing. They they making a name for themselves, and they doing damn near everything that a man is doing. But then, and I know women, they not gonna want to hear what I want to say. But then I still feel like it's still a certain place in the MC world as a biker for them. No
Yes.
disrespect, but it's a different place, for them. But I love what they doing.
Man, let me
I
tell you,
love what they doing.
I got one woman. She's not an MC, man. She's my prayer's old lady. Her name is Mouse, and people on the
Okay.
set know Mouse. What a lot of people don't know about Mouse, man, Mouse get out here and pound the pavement. If we get on our bikes right now and say we going to Alaska, Mouse gonna get on her bike and ride with us to Alaska. She gonna keep up. She gonna do what she do. She don't have the biggest bike. She don't have the fastest bike. But she gets out here on her bike and she pound the pavement. She don't complain. Then you say another woman, in my wife's club, her name is Shy. Uh, she another one, man. She get out there and she roll with us, man. And she go hard, man. She go hard. She got a spider, man, but she got the heart of a lion, man. So like you say, they had a place, man. But they out here, they holding it down, man, in their own way, you know.
Man, the scary part about it is I know that
Yeah.
it would never happen in my club. It would never happen in my club, so just because it just would, man. But the women are really becoming more biker dominant than a lot of these men. I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? I can't take that away from them. You got women,
Yeah.
they not riding on the back of bikes no more. They like,
Nope.
fuck that. I want my own bike.
Exactly.
They not going out here buying Sportsters. They not out here
No.
buying fucking Vulcans and shit. They out here
Nope.
buying road glides and street glides and road
Go
kings
wings.
and gold wings and Indians, and they buying big boy bikes.
Yep.
Now let's take it past that. I need motor work.
Oh
I
man.
need this. You got these women out here, they are not scared to turn at the throttle
Yeah.
and will look at you like, nigga, keep
Yeah.
up.
They're so small, so they be so
I,
comfortable on
I,
their big
I
bikes.
love it. I love it. I love it. I
Yeah.
mean, I love it. I love it because I don't give a fuck. I mean, because I don't
Right.
have anything to prove. But just to see it,
Exactly.
man, like me, I like to see a beautiful woman on the bike riding. And I'm like,
Right.
man,
Right.
I like that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I like the way
Yeah.
that this shit has slowly been involved. And I need us fellas. And I'm speaking on guys in the club, because independent riders, they do what they want when they choose to, because they don't have
Yeah.
no biker obligations, man. But the
Right.
fellas, goddamn, man, we got to do better.
Yes.
Tommy Gunn, what's happening? He just chimed in. What's going on, baby?
Man, another one. Eat the highway up.
Now he
Tommy
came
Gunn,
down
eat
here
the
to
highway up.
Detroit. Shoot, him
Yeah.
and Chosen Breed, they came down here to support ladies of the city.
Yeah, man.
So yeah,
Yeah.
they some cool people, man. Now, is your club an all male, all men club?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep. All
that's
male. We aren't bike exclusive. I think it's got to be if it's a cruiser, it's got to be 750 or better as a cruiser. Um, but you could come in with a rocket. We don't care if it's a Honda. It could be a BMW bike, an Indian. We not choosy over that, man.
okay.
I'm a Harley guy, for the record. I love to see more Harleys, but we're not like bike exclusive as far as that goes.
Yeah, because now it seemed to be the trend, which I don't mind because I ride a Harley, but it's like, you ain't got a Harley, man. This club probably don't work for you.
No, right, right.
you know, that's the look, man. I like you, man, but we a Harley only club, man. And guys is getting
Yeah,
rid of whatever to get that Harley. I love it.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
You know.
Hey, it's a guy on the set, man. He's the president of Hall CMC, Quiet Storm. He said some real stuff one day, man. He said, I ride a Harley for the prestige. He said, I
Yeah.
like the prestige that come with a Harley. Hey, man, that's not with me. Man. You get guys when they tell me, well, man, that gold wing smoke that Harley. I say, you know what, man, that orthopedic shoe way more comfortable than that Jordan.
Yeah, but that Jordan
But I'm gonna
selling.
wear that Jordan. I said, but I'm gonna wear that Jordan.
Yeah. No, I remember, man. I remember transitioning, and it does make a difference. I don't know.
Yeah,
It still is now. When I transitioned from the Harley, I mean from the crotch rocket to the Harley, conversation completely changed. It was a
yeah.
conversation piece, man. I mean, especially in '06 with the Street Glide,
Mhm.
being not an ultra, and them they make it a lot sporty. When I used to pull up
Right.
at places, man, it was a conversation piece. Man, you got a nice bike. I had the music playing, and it's different coming from that rocket.
Yeah,
People, they want to just come
yeah,
look at it. Still to this day, years later, people want to come
yeah.
out and they want to admire that Harley Davidson. They want to see that Harley Davidson because that's what they know when they think about motorcycles. Oh,
Yeah.
you got a Harley?
Yeah.
Nobody's asking, hey, what you ride? A Gold Wing? I'm not taking
Yeah,
shots at you
man.
Gold Wing riders out there, man, because they definitely gonna come in and say we ain't got to worry about breaking down. We ain't got to worry about this.
You're right,
But
right.
you can take a complete person that's not into motorcycles and they're gonna say, "What you got, a hog?" Just because that's just
Yeah.
familiar with them. You
Oh,
know,
yeah, man. Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
Tommy Gunn
man.
say it's so much more you can do with a Harley, and the sound is just like no other. And you right,
Man. Yes.
it's just like no other, man.
Yeah.
Shoot, I
Yeah.
love it. I love it,
Yeah.
man.
Hey, hey, me too.
Yeah. Shoot, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, let me ask you a question, man, about your club, man. Everybody's club got something different about them that stand out, man.
Right.
What would stand out, man, amongst your club versus other clubs?
Um, Chaotic is a club that has the ability to make a big presence on the set without being, I guess, one of the bigger clubs on the set. Um, on any given night of the week, somebody from Chaotic is out on the set, man. Like we here, we in these clubhouses. You might come to a clubhouse, it might be 10 of us, and you might go in there another night, it might be two of us in somebody's house. But Chaotic has the ability to be out on the set and be at multiple places at once. You can never say Chaotic don't be outside. You know what I'm saying? You can never say that about Chaotic. We
Okay.
outside and we make our presence known on the set, not on no gangster stuff, but just being out, man, showing support and MCing.
Okay, y'all visual, y'all out there, man. You got
We out here.
Your boy Lava say, I respect the Harley Davidson, but my booster definitely turned heads. He ain't never rode a Harley, has he?
No, man.
Yeah, he ain't.
He
Listen,
he li he living in '06, man. Biker boy. He gonna make part two.
go ahead and let him. Go ahead and let him ride. Go ahead and let him ride. Let him ride one of them Harleys, man. You know,
Yes.
I checked. I let a guy ride a Harley, and we got this thing, man. Well, we had it years back. For the crotch rocket guys, it was, don't get on that Harley, man. And it was like, don't get on that Harley until you're ready to buy a Harley. And people be like, man, get up out of here, man. What you talking about? And I took it from my personal experience, and I said, listen, man, I never thought about riding a Harley. But when I got on a Harley and I felt I rode, it wasn't because it was a Harley. I had the music. It was different. I was sitting up and I was cruising, and that's what sold me on the Harley. So we got this thing, man. It's like, man, don't let a guy ride your Harley, man, until we ready to go buy a Harley. If he get up on that Harley, it's gonna change his life. Let him ride that bike for a day. He gonna come back.
Man.
And he goes, man, shoot, man. I'm gonna have to get me a Harley, man. It's gonna come out of him, man. You know what I'm saying? It's going to come out, man, at some point. If not a Harley, a cruiser, because some people personally just don't like Harleys. And I get it.
Yeah.
But definitely a cruiser. But you better off with a Harley though.
Man, I tell you, I say, man, when you see me on that bike and my legs are stretched out, man, and I'm reaching for that bottle of water and all that, man, I'm chilling. And you hunched over on that rocket, you're gonna be wishing you had a Harley, or like you say, or a cruiser, man.
Man, listen, man. I
Yeah.
remember riding from Detroit to Cincinnati to Kentucky on a crotch rocket and back. And I mean, goodness gracious, I felt it. Man, I felt it. Well, your boy Lava say he definitely working on getting a road glide soon. Yeah, we know it.
My man.
We know it. And we get it. I mean, outside of, shit talking, because we do it a lot of times. We got to still be mindful that these Harleys are not fucking cheap.
At all, man.
You know what I'm saying? They not cheap. So we might rag on a guy like he might have his booster. Sure enough, he got his booster. He might own that bike with no note. We don't know what a person's real lifestyle is or whatnot. And when we talk about buying a Harley, you pass a bike note. You paying a car note.
This is a car note, man. Man,
my mom a car note.
Listen, my mom's like, why you don't see no young boys in the cars? I say, Mom, because they can't afford a $30,000 bike.
Right. That's just a motorcycle for recreational use during summer months for the people that's living in the Midwest, man. So, I always say that stuff because the mature, responsible person has to really keep that in perspective, because we're laughing, man, you got to get this, we got to get that. And the next person, they really want that. But they do got other priorities, man. It's not that they can't get it. It's just that it's not in line with it's not in line with their priority. Even when you look at a used bike, because they like, well, you ain't got to get a new one. You can get a used one, and you can, but you still got to pay
about
for
10
it.
grand.
And that's 10 grand.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For 06,
that's a lot of money. My first Harley that I got, man, I paid $18,500 for it.
Wow.
When I sold the bike, I had it for a while. I had it all custom out, everything like that. I sold the bike, didn't keep up with the prices of Harleys because they've been pretty much the same. But when I sold that bike, I was like, well, you know what? I want to just take the money and I want to go buy another one with the money. I'm not even gonna touch it because I got enough money to go buy the new bike with no note,
Yeah.
and that's what I want.
Hey.
Shit, man, I walked in the door. I'm like, damn, when they come up to 27,000 for a Harley,
Yeah.
man, I pay 18,500 on my bike.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that's a lot of money. So, and now they
Yeah.
cost more, and people still got everyday life, kids, family, household, girlfriend, mistress, mistress. You know what I'm saying? So we just never know, man. We just never know, man. But listen, man,
Right.
it's been about an hour, man. I try to keep it about an hour or so, man. And
Cool,
everything
man.
like that, man. But I wanna, thank you for, tuning in, man. Just, kicking it, man, shooting the breeze, man, with us or whatnot. Having people, able to see your face. You got your Illinois, Chicago, and Indiana people. They chimed in on
Man, a
YouTube,
lot of
man.
love for them, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate y'all for, taking your time out to watch this podcast. Do me a favor though to keep up with this biker content. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I do the biker podcast. I do it about 3 times a week. And I'm just growing the channel with different motorcycle content. I'm on all social media platforms, Lavish T Williams, but I also want to let people
Hold
know
on.
what's that.
Don't forget, man, Chicago Black Motorcycle Set YouTube channel, man. Highlighting clubs here in Chicago, man. You get some history on there and just see where a lot of these clubs came from, man.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Now I'm
Yeah.
gonna put this up here, for the individuals that's watching. Right here is the Lavish Biker Weekend. It's the biker bash that I'm having in Detroit. Y'all check out this flyer or whatnot. It's September 1st to the 3rd. I've been talking about it. I promote it on every podcast. It's a Friday through Sunday thing, Labor Day weekend, which is technically now Lavish Day weekend. We got a meet and greet at my bike club, the Boogie Down Motorcycle Club, on that Friday, man. We got 2 parties. Saturday, we got a day party and we got a night party. And that Sunday morning, I'm going back traditional because we used to do it all the time. At least around here in Ohio, we used to do a breakfast, for the individuals that's leaving out, especially coming from Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, those Ohio, Illinois state lines or whatever. So I'm doing that farewell brunch because some people, they don't have to be at work on that Monday, so they can kind of linger around a little longer on that Sunday,
Yeah.
especially if they're not coming super far. If they, 4 hours away, 5 hours away, they got a little longer grace period before they have to be back at home. And then they still got that Sunday to recuperate before going to work because it's, the holiday thing. So I definitely got to put that out there, man. I got it in the group. You can check out the group, Lavish Biker Bash. And I mean, it's going to be an overall good event, man. I want to see everybody out there, those that can make it. I'm pushing it out there. And this event is catered to generate more traffic to Detroit. Generate more people from the Midwest to come to my city and set up a place where we all can congregate without having to ride 12 hours away. Because, for one, everybody finances don't permit them to do that. And sometimes we're not mindful of that as well. And I'm not saying being a biker is cheap. You got to be able to afford this lifestyle. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm trying to make it where people that can't afford to miss days, pay for extended stays at hotels and all this other stuff, they don't have to go as far and still get a lot of bang, and still be able to connect with individuals that's not too far away, where you can call me up and say, Lavish, Crucial Customs, man, we having a Chaotic Customs, man, we having a party over here. And I can say, okay, well, that's only like 4 hours away, man. No big deal. I can do a turn and burn and still be good. I can stay overnight and I'm only spending, $100, $120 for a room or whatever. So that's why I say that, man. And it's gonna be a cool thing, man. We got World of Soul MC checking in, man. What's going on?
Okay.
Yeah,
Terry
World of
Hardy.
Soul. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's cool, man. I like that. We got a lady. I don't want to mess her name up. Thesisha Robinson. I don't want to mess her name up, but she's sending love. She's sending love. So.
Oh man, that's Chocolate Drop.
Okay. Chocolate Drop.
Man,
What's going on?
huge supporter on the set, man. She and everybody Clubhouse showing love.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate her for chiming in and everything like that. But we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna end this podcast.
All
I
right,
got the
bro.
social media links down there. I'm on Facebook too, but right there, just say YouTube and Instagram, Lavish T Williams, because that's really my focus. Right there, not man. But again, I appreciate everybody that chimed in today to check out this podcast. And again, we will be showcasing and kicking it with different bikers from all over, man. Just to kick it, chat, and shoot the breeze with each other, man. And that's it, man. All we can do is just network, man. So when we do come to these big anniversary parties, we're not just looking at each other in our little small clique with our clubs and not socializing. Because me, I want to talk to you. That's me. I'm coming to talk to you. I don't care who you are. If I see you, it might take a second because I'm thinking, man, where do I know that person from? I'm trying to think. And when the light hits, I'm coming up there to approach you. And then when you're on this biker set, man, come on, man, let's be cool and friendly, man. You know, sometimes our ego gets the best of us, but all we trying to do is, man, have fun, network, man, have peace, man, no drama and everything like that. But I appreciate you, man. I want to go ahead and wrap this up in this show.
Definitely, man.
It was cool. Glad having you. Tune in. I want to do it again Monday. I don't know who I'm going to have. I want to find a female. I want to get a female on here because we've been talking to the fellas. I want to talk to a lady. I want to find out. I want to reach out to somebody. But until next time, which will be Monday, 10 o'clock, I want everybody to have a good night, a good day tomorrow. Be safe, make it home, and all that other good, cool stuff, man. I am out of here.
You've been listening to the Lavish Biker Podcast with your hosts, Lavish T. Williams and Pedro, the dopest podcast in the nation. We want to thank you for hanging out with us, and make sure to add, like, follow, and subscribe at Lavish T. Williams on all social and streaming platforms. We'll see you next time on the Lavish Biker Podcast.
All right, bro.